Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time.
Welcome back to another Queers of Power episode where Kat and I, upon much reflection, have made the choice to, well, you know how everybody goes through things in life?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need to go through it again.
Sometimes you need to, you just gotta...
Make sure.
You just gotta make sure. Listen, a couple years ago, I went back and I rewatched Once Upon a Time. And it was an experience. It was something.
Remember when we watched Glee? That was an experience.
That was certainly an experience. My God.
This is not as that.
No, definitely not.
Again, this will be full spoilers, but we are talking about episode 2 of Rings of Power, Adrift, and it is the one where we we like it more than the first one.
Yes.
And we are doing our best to not be negative Nancy's. Negative Noldor.
Yes, negative Noldor. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Negative Noldor. That's right.
We want to be positive poppies in the world.
Be the positive poppy you want to see in the world. Yeah.
I mean, we're trying here.
We're doing our best.
As always, thank you to our feral. Thank you to our feral venerator of Soiree and Lurks for supporting the podcast since day one. We love you very much.
Love you.
Thank you. All right, let's just kind of... I wrote down, or I copied the Wikipedia plot just so I can keep track of it all. But what are our overall thoughts for this episode?
So, overall thoughts, better than episode 1. It introduces arguably, I should say, in my opinion, one of the best characters, I think, that from Rings of Power.
Yeah.
We get to see her for the first time, Disa, who is fantastic. And so, yeah, it's there's some good, genuinely good stuff, and not just like me trying to find the good in the stuff that annoys me.
Yeah.
Like actually good, like genuinely good stuff in this episode.
Yeah. Now, I realized that the parts of Rings of Power I don't like are the ones involving Galadriel.
Yep.
So if Galadriel's not in it, I like the scene more.
Which is...
If Galadriel's in it...
Yeah.
And y'all know, like...
we can't stress how upsetting this is for both of us. It is...
Like, I have a Galadriel tattoo appointment in 3 weeks.
Yes, you do.
It's not going to be on a Rings of Power or anything. It's like, Galadriel is my favorite, like, badass woman of all time. Like, you have Nynaeve. Yes. I have Galadriel. Yeah. Like, it's just, it's not giving.
I know. It's not giving what it needs to give.
And it hurts. And so if Galadriel's in a scene, I'm mad. If Galadriel's not in a scene, I can be happy.
Yeah, it's and this was, I mean, this was a revelation that struck us like partway through the episode where we're like, wait a second, this is what it is. This
is what it is. I can enjoy every other aspect of this show.
Yeah.
Like even Elrond, I don't love him.
I liked him better in this episode though. I will say.
Yeah. It's I think the writers just don't know Galadriel.
Yeah.
And I think that hurts.
Yeah.
It was an attack.
It's feeling...
I was hate crime.
Feeling very attacked right now.
This is my Stonewall. This is my Stonewall, Cat.
But did you die?
No one died at Stonewall.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Okay, so let's go plot by plot here. Let's start with the Harfoots because they're carrying.
Yes.
As much as I dislike I'm sorry, the stranger. The stranger also.
Are we okay? So we're gonna call him the stranger then? We're gonna stick to the stranger.
Oh, Gandalf.
Okay.
It's still not 100% confirmed that it's Gandalf.
It's true. It's not.
But it is.
But if it's
not Gandalf, then it's stupid.
Then what are they doing? They've made it they've made a stupid decision even stupider by it not being, if it turns out, listen, at this point, it better fucking be Gandalf. It better be Gandalf at this point, because if they do...
The only thing I will accept if it's not Gandalf is Jeff Bezos himself saying, I thought it would be a good idea. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You're footing the bill. You can say that, motherfucker.
That's right. Absolutely. That's the only way. That's the only way. Because listen, if they do a Uno Reverso, I can't deal with it. If they pull an Uno Reverso on us, I can't.
Skip your turn. Oh, we should do... Trixie and Katya did tarot readings with Uno cards once. Have you seen that?
Oh, no. How have I not seen this? Oh my God, I gotta look that up. That sounds fantastic.
That's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like they pull an 8 and it's like, is it an 8 or is it infinity?
Incredible. That's fantastic.
But yes, as much as I hate the Stranger storyline, Poppy and Nori are delightful.
Oh, they're great.
We had a cover. We very much said it was like Merry and Pippin, but done in a decent way. And my favorite thing during watching the episode, I was like, what if Pippin gets the ring? What if Pippin got the ring? And you said, I think about that sometimes.
I do. Sometimes I just, what if Pippin got the ring? Where would that go?
What if it's like a coffee shop AU where Pippin gets the ring?
Pippin would turn it into a coffee shop AU. Knowing Pippin, oh my God. It would either be like the story would either be much longer or significantly shorter. It would be one or the other, depending.
Sauron would be exhausted by the end of it.
Absolutely. Sauron would be like, you know what? Please end me now. Get me away from... Please, my God.
Oh my God. This is how Sauron turns into Ishamael.
It's all come full circle, James. It's all come full circle.
I'm just saying, you know what? Ishamael was Sauron.
He was Sauron.
And then Pippin happened.
And there we have it. There we have it. And then, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it was, I really loved, just they're delightful and nice, and I didn't put my notes in order, so.
No, like they're believable.
I'm stalling for time.
It's okay. I got you. They're believable as best friends. Like they're believable as two people who have known each other since, I taught like babies, I'm assuming, like since, it's very small children. They know each other.
Oh, what do you call halfling? What do you call hobbit babies?
There's a name for them, and it's really cute too.
Is there?
It's really, really cute. Oh my God.
Fonts.
Fonts. That's it.
Fonts.
Since they were little fonts.
According to Tolkien's letter 214.
Since they were little fonts.
You know what? God bless this man.
I love him.
In letter 214, we learn.
Since they were little fonts.
I love it.
And like it's their I feel like their relationship is very believable. Like it doesn't feel like, sometimes you like you're dropped into a show and you're dropped into relationships and it's very obvious that they're still only two characters.
They're just actors. Yeah, they're actors still learning to get along with each other, and maybe the chemistry's there, maybe it's not. Chemistry's there.
Absolutely. Like you can see, like just the things they say, like they know each other so well. Like when Nori is going down to look at the stranger, who is or is not Gandalf, and Poppy's like, oh, you have that face. Shit, like you can just see her like, oh my God, here we go.
Well, my favorite part of like Poppy is so real though. Like Nori was just like, we have to go down there, and Poppy's like, bitch, no, we don't.
She's like, we do not.
No. What?
Explain to me why.
Why is that please give me your PowerPoint presentation about why I need to go. Because I don't.
I certainly don't need to go, and I know for sure that you don't need to go. So what are we doing here?
And again, shout out to Sadek and Malva.
Oh my God.
Because
oh my God.
In this world, Kat and I are very much Sadek and Malva.
Absolutely.
I don't know who's who.
Yeah. It's, you know what?
We're a bit of both.
I think we're a little bit of both. I think we fluctuate from time to time. We go back and forth. between the two.
I'll be Malok and you can be Sadva.
Perfect. Oh, Sadva. I like that name.
Sadva and Malok.
Sadva and Malok. Perfect.
I sound a little more evil than you, but yeah. You're just the Valar that weeps. That's what you are, Sadva.
And you know what? That's accurate.
The Valar of weeping.
The Valor of Weeping.
Nenia.
Mm-hmm.
Niena.
That's a me.
But no, they were all really good.
Yeah.
The Stranger was fine. I remember back when the show was good, or back when we were trying to figure things out.
We still had hope in our hearts.
Yeah. Young, innocent. My notes say, remember when everyone was talking about how it's not hot, and Galadriel was saying the same thing in the first episode about how the evil takes warmth out of this place, so people thought the Stranger was Sauron? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Because that was a very convincing thing.
It was.
And what he said meant, like, what is fire?
Yes.
In Sindarin or Kenya. I don't know. Whatever.
Whichever. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like all of the clues that he's Gandalf are there.
Oh, absolutely.
And I hate it.
Like, watching it now, I'm like, yeah, it's very obvious that he's Gandalf now.
I think it was obvious then too, but it was...
I was hoping.
I don't think it was... For me, I don't think it was hoping. I was like, there's no way. It's just not... It's not actually possible.
It's not possible. Yeah.
Like, that's like... You know, Matt's Ashurandari being the permanent Ashurandari that he's getting at the end of season 2 of Wheel of Time. But it's just not possible.
But James, someone theorized that that's the case. So surely it must be true.
I have restrained myself, and the only reason I'm speaking my truth now is because this won't come out for another month.
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh yeah, remember?
Remember?
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Queers of Power remember.
Queers of Power remembers. Queers of Power will remember this.
Yeah, I mean, this, like, it's a good setup for what the Stranger wants. He wants to go to the star. He wants to go to the place where the stars are. It's a very well done scene.
It is. Yes.
The fireflies die. Sad.
The fireflies die. It was lovely, and then it got weird, is what I wrote in the notes. Because things get a little. You know, I did think every time he yelled and then there was like the force of wind, I was like, this is so fucking corny. I'm sorry.
I am going to disagree because I thought it was hilarious. I'm not saying it was great.
Okay.
I'm saying it was a mood. I'm saying someone taps me on the shoulder. If I had the ability to summon the winds be like, bitch, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I would. I don't blame him.
That's fair.
He
was super focused. It's that ADHD mood where you're like hyper focused on something and someone interrupts you and you're just filled.
You want to fuck a bitch
you're
up.
Filled with rage. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Do we have anything else on Poppy, Nori, and the Stranger?
I don't think so. Like Malva, I mean, once again, I very much enjoyed how messy Malva is.
Malva is mess.
She's just like always in everything. Like what was it that she said? Like someone was like, "Why aren't you helping?" And she's like,
I'm telling him what to do.
I'm helping by telling him what to do. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, girl. Same.
You need someone in charge.
Yes. Listen, directing is important.
Look, people don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need to tell people what to do so they're useful.
It's true. Yeah.
Let's move to Hordern and Arondir and Bronwyn, who apparently think they're the main characters of this show somehow. Because that's the vibe I got.
They're very much giving off main character energy.
Especially Arondir being like, Bronwyn was like, we don't know what's down there. Like, Arondir, that's why I must go.
I was like, what? You don't? No, that doesn't mean anything. You've said a whole lot of nothing just now.
Why do you have to go?
It means nothing.
Why do you have to?
Once again,
you are not some pink-haired anime girl. This is not your story.
Once again, people just making these wild statements, and I'm like, why? Why? Explain, please.
There was another one that was just bad. It's the elves one. Yeah.
It's. I mean, I think I maybe I didn't put it in the notes, but I'm thinking it now. The dialogue is clunky. The dialogue is clunky, and sometimes it's fine.
Not all the dialogue.
Not all of it. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's just really clunky. And like I don't Yeah.
I mean, I just think I don't understand.
Yeah.
And the writers don't understand. And I'm not saying that their job isn't hard.
No.
This is an impossible thing to do. And they're being told,
absolutely.
Jeff Bezos is being like, make me money. And they're like, okay, well, we have nothing to work with. I get that. I'm not blaming them.
No.
I'm just saying they did their best.
I would be curious to know how many Tolkien experts they have in the writing cast.
Yeah, who's their Sarah Nakamura?
Exactly. Because like
Sarah Nakamura wouldn't let this happen.
She would not. Oh my God. She would not.
She would take those 5-inch long nails of hers.
Absolutely.
And slit all their throats before she let this go to the production, like, be like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm so flustered.
I know. And that's the thing. Like, I think that might be the root of what's happening with the show, because it feels like there's a misunderstanding of Tolkien. It seems like they understand it on a base level. And so like the visuals, some of like the things, like some of the dialogue, it's very much like Tolkien. The music, like obviously that's not
because Howard Shore.
But you know, like they were able to, especially with, we'll talk about the dwarves later, but especially when we're getting into Khazad-dûm and like the music that they're using for this, I was like, yes, this is very reminiscent of the movies, and I appreciate that. And so like on that sort of surface level, it seems like they get it, but when you dig a little bit deeper, it things just kind of fall apart a little bit.
Right.
And yeah.
I don't know. Oh, going back, I found one of my notes about The Stranger where Nori was like, do they eat where you're from? They don't.
They do not.
They do not, actually.
Yep.
You would not know that, but they do not.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I don't have much on Arondir and Bronwyn. I find that it served a purpose in the plot, but I was bored. Like, I was checking other tabs while I was watching that. Like, I could not stay focused on it.
Yeah. There were several moments, and I think they all happened with Arondir and Bronwyn, where it was just a little too tense for my liking. Like it's like, and like it's the wrong kind of tense for me. Like it was just a little bit too.
Yeah, and it felt very cliche with like Bronwyn and Theo hiding in parts of the house or something. I'm like, girl, like, I know this is me being nitpicky, and I understand it.
Yes. Yeah.
It didn't make me happy.
No.
And I think Theo is a phenomenal, whoever that kid is, great actor.
Oh, he's great.
Theo is fantastic. Theo should have been Sauron.
Absolutely. As I was watching this, I was like, why wasn't he Sauron? Why is that not the reveal at the end?
I wanted, like, when I was watching this show the first time, I wanted the reveal to be like Theo like dies or something, and then like Sauron's like full adult body rises or something, or I don't know. Something. And I wanted Bronwyn to be like, my baby, and Sauron will be like, your baby dead, bitch.
Your baby dead, bitch. Exactly like that, word for word.
That exact cadence. Your baby dead,
your
bitch.
Baby dead, bitch. And then just goes right back into like Sauron speak and just
yeah. And all shall love me in despair.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's Sauron's line. No, Theo is fantastic. Yeah. Theo's a great actor. Bronwyn and Arondir are doing things to move the plot in this episode, and that's fine.
That's fine. It's fine. They don't. They're still setting up. It's obvious they're still setting up things for both of those characters, which is fine. Every character has an episode where they are they are setting things up for them.
Right.
Absolutely fine with that. It doesn't need to be constantly at like, go.
Yeah.
For the entire time.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I wasn't mad. I was not mad about them. I wasn't mad.
I was not mad. I was just bored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, goody. Now we get into our favorites.
Oh, there was something, I was just looking at my notes, and there was something that I forgot to say that I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. Where when Nori is like, I was supposed to, like, she's talking about the stranger, and she's like, I was supposed to find him. I was supposed to find, like, just expressing how this is something she was supposed to do. And it reminded me of that conversation that Gandalf has with Frodo, where he was like, you were meant to have the ring was meant to find you.
Right.
And that is a comforting thought. And I was like, that was probably intentional. Like, like it just felt like.
See, here's the thing. Nori gives off main character energy.
Absolutely, she does. Yeah.
Arondir and Bronwyn?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not yet.
I agree with you.
But yeah, no, that is a nice line. It sounded a little like, Nori really wants to be the main character. Like, she's clearly looking for a purpose in life. And this is her moment.
Yeah.
And it reads true. It almost reads a little bit like, well, bitch, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Almost.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
It's not quite there because I love her.
Yeah.
But she teetered on that line a little close for me.
She has she wants to be someone with a capital S, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
So let's move to Elrond and Celebrimbor, but let's go up to Durin.
Okay.
Meeting Durin a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's a whole other conversation.
Yes. It is wild to me that Celebrimbor, up until this, I mean, I would say, including this episode, honestly, that he is the most compelling of the elves that we've seen.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what to say about that. Like, he's the one that feels the most like a real character.
High elf.
Yes.
He feels like a high elf.
He feels like that's exactly it. Like the other ones we've met, I'm just like, I'm not getting it from you. I'm just not getting it.
Like, Galadriel is letting the patriarchy get to her.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, look, we all have a breaking point with the patriarchy. It's fine.
Yeah.
I understand.
It gets to all of us. Let's be real.
But, good God, get a grip, girl. Gilgalad. Insecure.
Yeah. I can't.
Celebrimbor is full of himself, and we love it.
Yeah.
Celebrimbor is giving me Feanor vibes.
Yes.
And I love that we got a Feanor name drop.
Yes.
That made me happy.
There was some good Silmarillion lore that was dropped in there. Like,
yeah.
I
don't know how they got it.
I don't know how.
The Tolkien estate is coming for them.
My God. They're coming back for a season 2, right? They weren't just like...
They have to.
The Tolkien estate didn't... I'm just saying, the Tolkien estate didn't just like...
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah,
no, it'll be probably
2024, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, we have to do all this again.
Listen, maybe it'll be better. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they'll have anyone else.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the costuming, though?
Oh, okay. I don't... Everything looks dull. Like, I mean, muted in color. It's just...
Maybe we're coming off of season 2 of Wheel of Time.
Maybe
the costuming there was so good that we don't know how to deal with it. But my notes say, you're high elves, you can do better than crushed velvet.
My God, yes. Like, it's just...
Where are the silks? Where's the lace?
I don't get it. Like, I'm just thinking of... Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name now. In Wheel of Time, the guy with the Shan with the long nails, the head guy. Turok. His fit, like, I just remember they released that, like, a photo of just like a full length of like the full outfit. It's phenomenal. The colors pop. It looks intricate. It's fantastic. And then when you look here, I'm like, this looks bad. This is bad.
This is just, I don't understand what they were like. And that's the thing. The show is so fucking beautiful. So fucking beautiful. But the costuming was kind of like, at least, and this is specifically a conversation about the elves costuming.
Yes.
Because the dwarves, the halflings, everyone else was pretty great. It was just Celebrimbor, Elrond, and I guess Galadriel.
Yeah.
But mostly Celebrimbor and Elrond. They just look like crap.
Yeah. It doesn't even look like even the designs on the costume are not even like, they don't pop, like there's nothing to them, and it's And I was trying to think back and like think about Lord of the Rings, and and what I just remember when we get to Rivendell and they're like seeing Rivendell in all its glory, and they're watching the elves, and they looked beautiful. There were colors, and it was like everything just flowed, and just like there was just an ease and a grace to it that is lacking here. Like it feels stilted almost, which is baffling. Like it shouldn't be this. You have the budget. They have a gigantic fucking
$1 billion.
It's ridiculous. You have so much money that you can be putting into this. I don't get it.
$1 billion. Granted, I'm sorry, their season budget is 100 to 150 million, but
just that.
I mean, just that.
Just that.
Yeah, I think the costumes made me sad. I did love Celebrimbor's line about how true creation requires sacrifice, because like like, yeah, that's good foreshadowing.
Yeah, especially that because it's Celebrimbor specifically that says it. And yeah.
It's pretty good. It was a good line.
Once again, I was genuinely surprised by how compelling I found him as a character.
Yeah, Celebrimbor is a good character.
Yeah.
I do. We're at the clunky line again. Have you considered looking outside the confines of our own race? And then Celebrimbor says, "How far outside?"
What?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
There are two options.
Come on, man.
As far as you are aware,
as far as you know,
there are two options.
Please stop it. Please stop this. You know who he's talking about. Who the fuck else is he talking about in this situation?
How far outside? There are two options. Celebrimbor doesn't know what the fuck a hobbit is.
He doesn't know. It's just so. It's men or dwarves. What the fuck? Like, who else?
There are two options.
Who else could it be? My dude, my guy,
my brother in Christ,
my brother
in Eru Ilúvatar. Who else could it be? My brother in Eru Ilúvatar.
It's just so wild. This is what I mean. Like, one moment you have someone saying like a beautiful line, and then the next moment you're like, what are you talking about?
Here's the thing. I wondered how he could be fooled by Sauron. I don't wonder anymore.
This is it. Here we go. We found it. We figured it out.
I don't wonder at all. Oh, God, that made me so mad just thinking about that. Because then I realized in episode 8 how they forged the rings and how wrong that was. We're getting there.
I don't want to think about it yet.
Okay. Durin and Khazad-dûm.
Yes.
10 out of 10, no notes.
Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God for Disa.
Oh my God. She was a breath of fresh air in this episode. Like, she's just immediately so charismatic and so likable, and just...
We can be more like Disa.
Yeah.
Why can't the world be more like Disa?
The world would be a better place. The world would be perfect if people were more like Disa.
And I remember when I first watched this, seeing Khazad-dûm and being like, oh my God, like, this is so beautiful, and it makes it so sad to know that it becomes what it becomes in Fellowship of the Ring. Like, there is greenery there. It is beautiful,
breathtaking. Yeah, I remember thinking the exact same thing, and like thinking specifically of in Fellowship when Gimli goes to the, like, they're in the room and he sees the tomb, and there's just so much grief, and everything is silent, and not just dead, but like dead and like forsaken, like just like
lifeless, like just barren.
Barren is exactly the word I was trying to think of. It's just
like me.
Dead and barren.
Dead and barren.
Dead and barren.
I keep trying to get pregnant. It never takes.
It never takes.
I have such a hostile womb.
That hostile womb will get you every time.
Sorry, not to take away from what you were saying, but yes, I think now we understand Gimli's grief, because in that scene we didn't have a reference.
Yes.
Now we have a reference.
Exactly. And like, I mean, even like Khazad-dûm wouldn't have been what it is now as Gimli knew it, but still it would have been breathtaking. Like, I mean,
no, it would have been.
Would it been?
This has to be. Oh no. I'm playing Shadow of War right now, and Celebrimbor's there. And they have the One Ring. And I'm like, during this time, it's like 50 years ago, and my mind said, this is when Rings of Power is too. Aragorn and Gandalf are out hunting Smeagol.
They're there. They're chilling.
Yeah, this is girl.
Oh my god.
I can't play a Lord of the Rings game and watch a Lord of the Rings show.
It messes you up.
And I watched the movies last night.
Oh no.
I fell asleep to Fellowship of the Ring.
Your timeline is all like no
all
wonder.
Wrong.
It's all wrong.
Discombobulated.
It's all over the place. Oh my god.
But yes, no, the actor for Durin was fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Very charismatic, very dwarfy.
Mm-hmm.
Just really happy.
Yeah. And like the costuming for the dwarves, fantastic.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No notes.
Yes. Fantastic.
It's great.
Yeah. Which is what, like, I mean, for me, that's what really kind of like that contrast, seeing Elrond and then seeing the dwarves. I was like, oh, this is not good. The costuming, like, there's something off with this costuming with the elves because the dwarves look good.
It was when I saw Celebrimbor in Crushed Velvet that I was just like,
Crushed Velvet? My god.
$1 billion?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't. You had something about the lifespans conversation.
Yeah, like I'm glad that they put that in because it's true. Elves, like, they don't really have context for the shortness of life. Even like, I mean, dwarves, they still live quite a long time compared to humans, but compared to like being immortal, that it's nothing. Like, it's elves, it means nothing to them. And so I'm glad that they put it in. I was a little baffled as to how clueless Elrond was, that like Durin would be like, bitch, I haven't talked to you in years. You haven't talked to me in years. You missed all of this shit. Like, it's, you know, I was more baffled that it took Elrond a couple, like, you know, Durin had to really lay it on thick for him to get it.
20 years. Like, 20 years is a long time.
Girl.
Like, I know you were just reading a book, but goddamn.
An entire time.
The entire time, one book.
He was just in that forest.
He reads very slowly.
Yeah, reading in the forest, reading that book.
Yeah, when we saw him in episode 1 in that tree, he'd been like that for 20 years.
20 years. My God. Yeah, I appreciated it, but I was like, once again, I was like, I don't understand some of the choices for characterization that they're making. But
yeah, I liked Disa's attitude. I liked the Mithril reveal.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a highlight. I think they were better than the Harfoots for me in this episode.
Yeah.
Just because Disa, really.
Yeah.
Like, I just love Disa.
Disa really did it. She's just, I mean, and just the way that she was like, okay, listen, you need to get over this. You miss your friend.
Your friend's here now.
Your friend's here now.
Hash it out.
Figure it out. Please, for the love of God. Also, their children were very cute.
So
running
adorable.
Around in like the gigantic like helmet thingies.
Where did they find those? Is there a play going on in Khazad-dûm?
Maybe.
Is this part of their like 4th grade play or something?
Maybe. Oh my God. That would be so cute.
That'd be so cute.
I would love that.
Gerda and Gimli. Love them.
I love the names. It's so cute. Oh my God.
Do we have to go to Galadriel now?
We do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We do have to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I deserve to suffer.
So here's the thing. I didn't have as much of a problem with Galadriel's with what they did with Galadriel in this episode until she got knocked off the little boat that they were on, and like until they concocted basically a scenario where she had to be saved. That's what got me.
That was when I realized how much I hate it.
Yeah.
I Galadriel does not need to be saved.
There were so many other ways that they could have accomplished what they were trying to accomplish, because obviously it was about building trust. That was what that scenario was designed to do. There were several ways that they could do that. They could have had him almost like, there were so many ways that they could have done it without actually doing that. It just, I don't know. Maybe this is, I don't know if it's us being nitpicky. I don't know if it's like us being
I genuinely don't know if it is, because like we're like, I'm giving the show a lot of grace.
Yeah.
And I just don't like, I appreciated all of the scenes with Galadriel in the water. Like that was just good.
Yeah, because Nenya.
And sorry, people listening might not be as big a nerd. Nenya is the ring that she gets, and it's the ring of water.
Yes.
And the ring of adamant. So yes. Yes. The whole finding Halbrand was weird. Do we know his name yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so Halbrand, like this, so we know he's Sauron.
Yes.
These group of humans, how did he end up there? Was he just like on a boat?
Right.
Did he sense that like explain it to me?
Yeah, I know.
Was he on a boat just to be on a boat? Did he know Galadriel was coming? How?
Yeah, because there were a lot of things that had to happen in order for this specific scenario to be a thing.
Did he teleport to the raft and then convince everybody that he was always there?
He didn't just teleport?
Well, I'm just wondering. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out, like,
I know.
What's
the scenario
how?
Here? Yeah. And it's possible that it's explained later in later episodes how he came to be on that raft with those people. I personally would not be surprised if it wasn't explained. It would not surprise me.
I can't remember.
It's completely possible that I just don't remember because it's been quite some time. Yeah, it's just, and I'm the Galadriel that we're getting in this show is very guarded with everyone. And the speed at which she gets sucked, and I'm not saying that she trusts him, but the speed with which she gets sucked into his bullshit is weird. Like, it's
upsetting.
Yeah, it's off-putting, and it just doesn't ring true to me. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's still me, like, being super nitpicky, but it just doesn't. The math is not mathing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and there was a little bit where Halbrand was talking about like how orcs took his family, and she got a tiny vision of like Sauron's symbol, and I paused it and we had a conversation about how like, is she getting a vision and misinterpreting it?
Right.
Because Galadriel wouldn't do that, but this Galadriel might.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I'm stuck.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing, like, it's not, because so I am just going, and I mean we're both just going off of knowledge that we already have from the movies, in that anytime someone in the movie and the books, but like, I'm talking visually, like anytime someone saw that, like, got that like sort of thing that was like indicative of Sauron, it was something that was happening in their brain. It's something that they were seeing. They were getting something. And so that leads me to believe that that is what was happening with Galadriel in this moment as well, which again begs the question.
Why?
How? Yes, exactly.
Who, what, where?
All of them.
And you can't tell me that this is just a Galadriel that doesn't understand her powers yet.
No.
Because she do.
She is she is old by this point. She is hella old in Lord of the Rings. She is just regular old right now, which is still old.
The only person older, we talked about it in episode 1, I think. The only person older currently is Celebrimbor.
Exactly.
And he's acting like he should, so why can't she act like she is?
This is the thing. That's what, and that's exactly what it is. Like, just like watching Celebrimbor, he acts like a high elf who has lived and seen some shit and is just like,
you can't tell me that this is the wisest of all elves. This Galadriel? This Galadriel is a fool. She did get an amazing line that I paused and wrote down.
Yes.
I have pursued this foe since beyond the first sunrise bloodied the sky. Can we cut that? I fucked it up.
Run it back.
They ain't gonna cut it. They ain't gonna cut it.
They're not gonna cut it.
They're not gonna cut it. I have pursued this foe since before the first sunrise bloodied the sky. It would take longer than your lifetime even to speak the names of those they have taken from me. So letting it lie is not an option. And I'm like, that's a good line.
That's a good line.
That's great.
That's a good line.
It's factually wrong because Sauron is older.
Yes.
But
you know, it's within the context of the show. It's a very good line. It works. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
I did like the little nod to later in the season when they're floating on the boat and having the realization. And Galadriel's like, oh, you're bad. Yeah.
It's the stuff that happens leading up to that revelation that
hurts.
That wounds me.
I hated the line, bind yourself to me.
Oh my God. This is what I mean. Like, because that was within like, what, a minute of her saying that previous line?
Right? And I understand time had passed. In the show, like it went from day to night. Like I understand time had passed, but for the viewer, she was just super sus.
Yes,
and now she's like, bind yourself to me.
Yes, exactly. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts.
I'm excited we get to see the Noldorians.
I'm very excited for that. For some reason, I thought the episode ended with us actually. I mean, I guess we did see them, but they were like very.
We saw a silhouette, yeah.
We saw a silhouette. We didn't. I thought I remembered actually seeing them, but I guess it's the beginning of the next episode where we actually see them, which is fine. That's fine. But yeah, I am looking forward because from what I remember, anyway, I did like that part of it.
I loved
yes.
I am saying hesitantly that I remember liking the Noldor.
Yes. I am also saying hesitantly.
No, I am.
What?
We're using the wrong word. Noldor. I'm using.
No, not the Noldor. What are we talking about, James? What are we talking about? What's the? Oh my God.
Numenor.
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
We did it a few times.
We did it a couple of times too. That's so embarrassing. I don't know why. I mean, they both start with N. That's the only excuse I can find. Well, no, like one time we were actually talking about the Noldor.
Yeah.
This time
when I said negative Noldor, but
yes. The other times we were talking about the Numenor.
Look, I did. Have you done the Tolkien or antidepressant thing?
What? No.
Oh, we're going to play a game.
Oh, okay. Okay. What is this game?
It's literally Tolkien or antidepressants.
Oh.
Okay, so it's starting off with a really easy one.
Uh-oh.
Bilbo.
Okay, that's Tolkien.
Okay. Azathan.
Uh-oh. I'm going to say antidepressants.
Correct. It is approved in Russia for the treatment of depression. Clendial.
That's Tolkien.
Or Cledial? Cledial.
Oh. Okay, no, that's an antidepressant.
That is an antidepressant.
Okay. You see how it's the pronunciation when you said it the second time? I was like, at first I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's Tolkien. And then after I was like, no.
Edronax.
Edronax?
Edronax.
I think it's an antidepressant.
It is an antidepressant.
Okay.
Arrestor. Erestor.
Arrestor is Tolkien.
That is correct.
This is a good game.
Nardil. Nardil.
Nardil. Okay, I think it's Tolkien.
No.
Is it Tolkien? It's not.
You're thinking of Narsil, maybe?
That is exactly what I'm thinking of, yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Escalith. Eskalith.
Escalith. I think it's an antidepressant.
It is.
Oh.
It's lithium.
Yeah, okay. Well.
Luvox? Luvox.
Okay, that's got to be an antidepressant.
That is an antidepressant.
Yeah.
Finarfin.
Is that Tolkien?
It is Tolkien. Sintamil.
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 I'm gonna say antidepressant.
That is an antidepressant.
Okay.
Narmacil.
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 That's an antidepressant as well.
That is not.
It's Tolkien?
Narmacil the First was the 17th king of Gondor.
Good gracious. Okay.
Okay. Círdan.
Okay, that's Tolkien.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elendil.
Also Tolkien.
Yes. Sildenafil.
That's an antidepressant.
Weirdly, I don't like this question because sildenafil is Viagra. And I'm like, that's not an antidepressant.
That's not an antidepressant. Girl, what? Who made that list? Who made that?
It's an entire website.
Oh my god.
Minalcar.
Minalcar?
Minalcar.
I'm going to say antidepressant as well. Is it Tolkien?
It's Tolkien.
Oh my god.
The 19th king of Gondor.
These fucking kings of Gondor.
These white men will be the death of me.
They are gonna, oh my god.
Birgil. Bergil? Bergil.
That's an antidepressant.
No.
No?
Bergil is not. Wait. No, he is not a king of Gondor. He is a Gondorian, though.
Oh god. It's still fucking Gondor. Gondor is still fucking me up.
Amantadine.
Okay, that's
Amantadine. That's
an antidepressant.
That is an antidepressant.
Mm-hmm.
Narvi. Narvi.
Tolkien?
It is a dwarf of Khazad Dûm during the Second Age.
I was gonna say it sounds dwarvish.
Desirel. Desyrel. Desirel?
I'm gonna say it's an antidepressant.
It is an antidepressant. Yeah. Haldir.
Can you imagine if I was like, yeah, it's an antidepressant? I mean, I feel depressed thinking about Haldir, but
yeah,
you know,
Haldir makes me sad because
Haldir makes me sad, but
so pretty.
Yes.
Celebrian.
Also Tolkien.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
I would boot you. I would boot you off this podcast so quick. For people listening at home, Celebrian is the daughter of Celeborn and Galadriel and the wife of Elrond.
She is quite important.
Elronon. Elronon.
That's Tolkien.
That is not.
It's not Tolkien?
That is an antidepressant.
Is that not one? Why did I think that was one of Elrond's sons?
I don't know the names of Elrond's sons.
Neither do I.
I know he has twin sons.
Yes, he has twin sons. And that's why I was like, isn't that one of his sons' names?
Cymbalta. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Tolkien's great character, Cymbalta? That's my favorite elf, Cymbalta.
You know, my favorite Tolkien character of all time, Cymbalta. Cymbalta the Brave.
Just for the record, would you like me to click antidepressant?
I would love it if you clicked antidepressant.
That is correct. Cymbalta.
Oh my god.
All right, last one. Last one. Orophin. Orophin.
Oh boy. Okay. I think this is an antidepressant as well, but I'm less sure about this one.
You're wrong, but it's not a Gondorian.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
He is one of the 3 wardens of the northern border of Lothlorien.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you got 18 of 24 correct.
I think that's pretty good.
I got 22. I did this earlier today. One of my friends sent it to me and I was like, I've done this before.
That's amazing.
And I've been on a lot of antidepressants. For me, it was the dwarf.
Yeah.
That fucked me up.
Narvi.
Narvi. Yeah. I was like, I've seen a commercial for Narvi.
There's gotta be.
Oh
my god.
And then one of the Gondorian kings fucked me up because I was
Those fucking Gondorian kings, I swear.
Yeah. No, that is
fantastic.
Apparently this entire website was based off of a tweet where someone just said, antidepressant or Tolkien character and then listed a bunch.
I love it.
And I think that's amazing.
I love it. I love it.
We're going back to original Queers of Time where we did a game at the end
Yes.
with no segue.
No
No
segue.
segue.
Absolutely zero segue.
We're done with the episode.
We're
Let's
done.
play
We're gonna
antidepressant
play
or Tolkien.
Antidepressant or Tolkien.
Because I'm going to need antidepressant to recover from this Tolkien that we just watched. Yeah, no.
There we go.
Overall, it was a fine episode. It was
Yes.
better than the first one.
It was.
Galadriel sucks. And I think the thing that kept me from realizing that was the pain. Because it hurts to say that.
Yes, it does.
It hurts to say that Galadriel sucks.
Yeah. It does not feel good. It feels very bad, in fact. It feels quite bad.
So poignant. Poignant, Kat.
It feels very bad, in fact.
I'm just like, I don't know her. I don't know her.
No.
They look nothing alike. It is the opposite of the they're the same picture meme.
Exactly. Yes. Whatever the opposite is for that, whatever meme is the opposite of that, that's what this is.
Yeah.
There's got to be an opposite to that meme. It makes me want to go back and watch all of the Galadriel scenes in Lord of the Rings, just to soothe me. Because
all 8 minutes of them.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's all we got.
And even then, I mean, shoot, listen, The Hobbit is not perfect. I have quite a few issues with The Hobbit, but Galadriel in The Hobbit was fantastic.
Perfect.
She was great. 10 out of 10, no notes.
As the great nerd Stephen Colbert once said, there are only 2 perfect performances in all of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Kate Blanchett as Galadriel, Ian McKellen as Gandalf.
Perfect.
Those are the only 2 perfect performances in all of, I was going to say Percy Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
Amazing.
In all of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, there are 2 perfect performances, and that's those 2.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I would say that Andy Serkis as Gollum comes quite close.
Yeah,
quite close. But
the only reason I don't give it to him is just because he's mostly CGI.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
I'm not saying it's not him.
No,
I'm not saying he didn't act the fuck out of that, because he did.
Absolutely, he did. But yes, Ian McKellen and Kate Blanchett, talk about 2 people who were born to play those roles. Just, oh my God.
And who's this Morphed Clark bitch?
Oh my God.
She pretty, but
it's not.
I shouldn't be this salty.
I know.
I should not be this salty, but here we are. I
know. It's just, it's how do we feel about being the book cloaks now?
We are the book cloaks, and that's something, you know what? I am not a book cloak because I'm a racist. And I think that is a defining characteristic of book cloaks.
Absolutely, I agree.
I can see things that I like about it. I am giving it a genuine try. I am trying to see the positives. I just can't get past this one huge for me.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm too attached to Galadriel. I get it. And I'm not saying you're a bad person if you like this Galadriel. Well,
we'll get back to that. We'll circle back to that.
We'll circle back. It's just, it's not good.
Once again, we are nothing if we're not poignant on this podcast.
I need to study. I don't know what I need to write an essay on why this Galadriel is so bad.
Yeah.
And I think it's just how she's being presented to the audience.
Yeah.
And we aren't seeing the part of her that's a badass. We saw it a little bit in the first episode, but not in this episode.
Yeah. It feels, and I want to preface this by saying, ship what you want to ship. I don't care. Do what you want to do. However, it feels like a lot of the characterization that she's been getting up until this point has been preparing her for her romance with Halbrand, who is Sauron, but not Sauron. I don't know. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. and I don't like it.
It's such a betrayal of her character.
Yeah.
It's...
If this weren't Galadriel, and it wasn't... if this weren't Galadriel, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't... It
would be fine.
It would be fine.
Let this be Celebrian.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, it's... If you take Galadriel out of the show, I like the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it feels like Tolkien still, but I like the show.
Yeah.
I need to personally apologize to my 3, like, Weta figures of Galadriel that are in this room right now. Like, I'm sorry. It's not your fault.
It's not. No, it's not their fault.
You didn't do anything wrong.
No. There's nothing they could have done to prevent this. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Therapy for Kat and I. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
You can find us on Discord. Our Discord is good.
Yeah.
Discord poppin'.
It's Discord be poppin'.
And it's great.
Yeah.
Twitter, socials. If you search for that Gay Wheel of Time podcast, that's us. Maybe you can search for that Gay Lord of the Rings podcast. That won't be us, but...
It won't be us, but maybe one day.
Maybe one day. When there's something worthwhile to talk about. I mean, not that there's not. It's just,
You know.
We all know I'm not a fan of Tolkien's prose. I'm never gonna... I would do a reread of The Wheel of Time chapter by chapter before I did Lord of the Rings again.
Really?
That man can... The Hobbit, fine.
The Hobbit is delightful.
The Hobbit is fine.
Yeah.
The prose in The Hobbit is fine.
Yeah.
The bitch can't tell a story. The bitch built a great world.
Yes.
The story...
He do.
5 out of 10. All right, let's cut it there.
Cut the cameras, dead ass.
Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.